Hi guys, how you doing? Since the eyes are very intense, we're going to do them first and then move on to the face. So I'm just priming my eyes with the Urban Decay Original Eyeshadow Primer. This is going to make the eyeshadows last long and look vibrant. Moving on to eyeshadow, I'm going to be using White Lies. This is just a matte white eyeshadow and all the shadows are going to be from Makeup Geek today. Now this shadow is just going to highlight the brow bone and just set the entire area. Always start with the brow bone and whatever's left over on the brush, sweep it down so that the maximum product is on your brow bone. Next, I'm going to put on this cream eyeshadow from Graftobian. It's just a steel grey. And I'm using this shadow as a base for the other powder shadows that I'm going to put on so that the powders really stand out and look super vibrant. Using a dark base is going to make the eyeshadows you put on later look darker. And using a lighter base, say a white or a cream one, is going to make the shadows look brighter and more colorful. And if it gets messy, don't worry, we're going to have to blend later. Moving on to the star of the look, this is the shade Cherry Cola and this is a deep reddish brown and this is going to go pretty much on the entire lid. Since I want this reddish brown to really stand out, I'm packing on a lot of it on the entire lid. This is going to take some time, so be patient with it. Pack on as much as you need to, however intense you want it to look. And keep blending as you pack it so that later it doesn't become too hard to blend. And I'm using a Sephora base shadow brush to do this. To further blend out that maroon, I'm using this light brown shade called Frappe and blending it out from the crease up to the brow bone area to make them all look seamless. And I'm using a Morphe B80 brush to blend this out. I like this brush because it's really tapered at the end, kind of pointed, so it makes sure that it blends in all the right places. Now for that dark outer corner, I'm taking this black shadow called Corrupt and I'm using an M151 brush, again from Morphe, to put it into the outer V. Go light-handed with the black, use small strokes to blend it out little by little, because it can look too much too soon and there's no going back from that black. If you're not too used to wearing black, I suggest using a clean brush to blend this out so that it doesn't become too much black all too soon. I'm just using the same brush because I just want to blend that into the maroon seamlessly. Now to properly blend that out, I'm using a MAC 217 and this is a flat tapered blending brush and this is perfect for blending just in that crease area, not too much. Now I'm going back in with that Cherry Cola shade and just intensifying where we already put it in because that blending lightened it a little bit. You can also use this step in case you went a little too much with the black. You can use this maroon to cover it up and tone it down a little. I'm going back in with that white shade called White Lies and I'm re-intensifying my brow bone area. Because when you use dark shades like this, especially in that outer V region, you want the brow bone to be extra bright and highlighted. This is also a corrective step in case you went too much with the black and got it all over that brow bone area. To highlight the inner corner, I'm using White Lies and Shimma Shimma on a pencil brush and highlighting the inner corner with it to make it bright and sparkly. And I'm so sorry I'm out of frame here, but I just did the same thing on the other eye. I just curled my lashes off camera and now I'm going over with the Jordana Best Lash Extreme Volumizing Mascara. And I love this mascara because the brush on it is really fine and It gets each hair and curls it, and it doesn't make it clumpy, and it's amazing. We're partially done with the eyes. Now let's move on to the face. I'm using this primer by Benefit. It's called the Porefessional, and it's really good if you have large pores and you get really oily really soon, which is my problem. And it mattifies the region and helps your foundation blend smoothly over it. Moving on to foundation, I'm taking this one by The Body Shop in the shade number 50, and this was a little dark for me, so I'm lightening it using The Body Shop's shade adjusting drops. So this is a quick fix. If you have any foundation that is a little dark for you, you can lighten it up. They also have darkening drops which you can add if your foundation is too light. And I'm using a Morphe M439 brush to buff this out. To conceal my dark circles, I'm taking this Revlon Photoready Stick Concealer. This is quite creamy and it's superb if you have dry under eyes or if concealers constantly crease on you. To set my face, I'm using the Rimmel Stay Matte powder and a powder puff to just mattify the region and keep my face from becoming oily. To contour my face, I'm using this powder contour from Makeup Geek. It's in the shade Complicated. It's a cool medium color and it's awesome because while carving out your cheekbones, it still looks quite natural. And I'm using a Morphe M557 brush to do this. Whatever powder is left over on my brush, I'm using it to contour my nose. For blush, I'm going in with this e.l.f. blush palette in the shade Dark. And in keeping with the dark tones on my face, I'm using this dark brownish shade in the right corner. And the brush I'm using is a Morphe G8 blush brush. And I'm making sure to put this blush only in the outer perimeters of the face because I don't want that rosy cheeked look. I just want some contour and color. For highlighter, I'm going to use Physicians Formula's all-in-one shimmer strips in the shade Warm Nudes. And I'm going to be taking these two pink toned colors and using it on my cheekbones. This palette can also be used as eyeshadows because of the assortment of colors in it. So if you're planning to buy one, you can get this because it serves two purposes. Now for that pop of purple on my lips, I'm going to be taking Colourpop's More Better. I featured this in my previous video. Now, if you're a fan of purple toned lipsticks, this one is a must have in your collection because it is such a beautiful shade, and if you like the matte look, well, it doesn't get more matte than this. I completely forgot to record what I did on my lower lash line, but I just repeated the steps on the top, the maroon and the black merging into each other, Kohl in my waterline, and mascara. That was the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you soon. Bye! So the one on top is Colourpop's More Better and the one below is Milani's Gorgeous. And you can tell one is more purple and one is more pink.